the eyes of Toronto, at the Sky Dome, you're looking at thousands. In fact, over 45,000 fans who took in the game on the Jumbotron tonight. What a time they must have had.
I have to tell you that the attendance tonight at the Dome, 45,551. No, they had just over 50,000 in Atlanta itself. And if you watch the broadcast, they kept cutting back and forth from Toronto to Atlanta, from Toronto to Atlanta. And I was down there earlier tonight. The crowd was into it, and it looks like most of them are here right now.
Well, looking at our eye shot, it looks like there's quite a bit of people coming out. Folks, as you continue to take a look at this party, we will have more of it for you coming up very soon, right after this break. Stay with us.
We got this trophy.
Well, catch some of this feeling. This is incredible in the Jays dressing room. Let's go now to Joe Carter. And Joe, I talked to you yesterday about who this is for, and you gave me a pile of names. Who is it for now?
I tell you, there's a long list out there. You got Cedar, you got Dave, you got everybody in this ball club. You got the people in Canada and Toronto. I mean, they're back at the Sky Dome celebrating, and this is great. You know, this team, we had 3 goals in mind when we left spring training, and that was to win our division, win the LCS, and then win the World Series. It was 3 for 3 in '92. We set our goals right, and we came out, and I thank God above because He's got us here today, and I just want to say thank you, Jesus, because this is awesome with a capital A, baby. Awesome with a capital A.
Go enjoy, Joe Carter.
Right.
Congratulations. Let's go to the man who was potentially sitting in the room here, looking ahead maybe to Game 7. Juan Guzman, you were nervous in the locker room too, as we were standing here thinking it was all over for a moment.
Well, yeah, well, I was a little bit nervous. You know, I can tell you this. Well, everybody was saying, you know, what's happening, you know. But, you know, I was ready all the way. You know, I said, well, whatever happened, you know, I'm going to be ready for tomorrow.
What about now? What are you going to do tomorrow? You don't have to pitch.
Well, tomorrow, I'm getting ready to wait. I can't wait to see my people. I can't wait to go up to Toronto. I wish we can leave it right now.
The people in Toronto, I don't know if you know or not, we're watching in the Sky Dome. There probably are still sitting back there, about 40 to 50,000. We're watching the whole country of Canada cheering right now. This is a first. Do you feel part of history, bringing Canada its first ever World Series?
Yeah, I feel part of them because, you know, I really work hard, you know, to get this victory, you know, for the whole country. You know, like I said before, you know, I won the World Series because this country, all the fans they go to the Sky Dome, they deserve this World Series.
Is there a special moment that you will always remember about this World Series? One special moment for Juan Guzman?
Well, the special moment it was when we clinched to come to the World Series. You know, when I pitched a good game, you know, I can't forget that moment. You know, it was a great game that I pitched.
Well, go enjoy this moment. Congratulations. Juan Guzman, a great moment for him in the ALCS and a great moment for him in the World Series, too. He might have had to pitch tomorrow. He doesn't. He will be celebrating with the rest of Toronto the night the lights went out in Georgia. We'll be back with more from the Blue Jays locker room in a moment.
We are back live here at Yonge and Elm Streets, where the unofficial party continues for this morning's Blue Jays World Series win. And you know there will be an official party coming up next week on Monday. And when that happens, of course, all the Blue Jays are heroes, but there is one particular guy who really came through this series, and you've got word about him.
We're going to talk about that. First of all, let's talk about the series. It was a series where everybody chipped in. Devon White, Robbie Alomar tonight, 3 hits. Dave Winfield, Jimmy Key, a win, 2 wins in tonight's situation. But the MVP, we were thinking whoever had the hot game would be the MVP. The winner, Jays catcher Pat Borders. Let's hear what he had to say.
We're very proud to award you the World Series Most Valuable Player Trophy. In addition, Chevrolet is pleased to donate to the charity of your choice a brand new 1993 Chevrolet Astro van. Congratulations on a great series.
Thank you very much. Pat, in your wildest dreams, I mean, you have made so much improvement as a catcher and as a hitter, but in your wildest dreams, standing here, the most valuable player of the 1992 World Series, you couldn't have imagined.
It's a shame I can't give it to every player. Devon White made a game-saving catch in Toronto. Dave Winfield tonight. You know, Dwayne Ward came in and got 2 wins. There's so many players that could easily get it that it's a shame one person get it.
You know, Pat Borders struggled with runners throughout the playoffs, both the NLCS or the ALCS and the World Series. But tonight, he guns out Otis Nixon.
That was a crucial
play. I mean, they were coming back in the game. Of course, he had the big hits. He had the home run in Toronto, the big double in Toronto. Wait a minute. Everybody stand at attention. We got to listen to this.
National anthem. Let's hear it. So many people who knew the words to the song, and the flag is right side up, so we got that right for the fans in Atlanta.
The fans are having a great time tonight.
Now, we've got to tell you, through all of this nail-biting, earth-shaking excitement, Pam Seidel had a bird's-eye view down at the Sky Dome along with some 45,000 fans. She's live on Queen Street now with their reaction.
What's this? We lost.
Okay, well, we're going to go to Queen Street.
Right on! Number one! Yes! We won!
Folks, sorry about that. If we are having a few technical difficulties, I'm telling you, I can't hear anything out there. I can't even hear myself think, Greg.
That's right.
Pam's story is not ready right now. We'll get to that in a moment. But first of all, unless we've seen it already, let's take a look at some of the earlier celebrations that took place on Yonge Street when the winning hit went through, the last out. Taking a look at Queen Street West there, and we're back on Yonge Street live where the pandemonium continues.
Having a great time.
That's
this
right.
is wonderful.
These people have plenty to say, but of course, many of you have come down to Speaker's Corner at City TV to voice your thoughts tonight. Here's just a sampling.
Jimmy Key.
Okay.
His last game here in Toronto, he tipped his hat as he went off because he thought that would be his last appearance ever as a Blue Jay. Now he goes in tonight and wins the game. Of course, he's a free agent at the end of the year. So now Pat Gillick's got a decision to make. Does he re-sign Jimmy Key? I mean, there's so many free agents around. It's a tough one. He's a hero.
The other hero in tonight's game, other than Pat Borders and Jimmy Key, was Dave Winfield. You know, when he came up to bat, I thought this is the reason why the Blue Jays went out and got Dave Winfield, and he delivered. And this is his thoughts on the winning hit and on the game today.
I didn't think that I was going to be in a position to be considered a hero, but it's been a team effort all along. These guys have busted their behinds all year, and I'm just glad I could contribute right at the end. I know I did a lot to help us get to the playoffs.
How'd I get caught in this ring?
I didn't do a lot of things that really,
excuse me,
you know, overwhelmed the opposition. I just did what I had to do. I got a chance in the extra innings, got that big hit, and it makes everything we did this year worthwhile.
Folks, we're just flying by the seat of our pants here. Who knows who else will be dropping in via satellite
That's
from
right.
Atlanta.
We might see Jim. Let's talk a little bit about the parade on Monday.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll be covering it. City team will be covering it. It goes up York Street to, I believe, to Wellington, over to Peter, and then down to the Dome. A big celebration at the Dome, just like there was tonight. And I think these people should clear the streets by
Greg,
about
I've got
Monday.
to tell you, you've been at this sort of stuff a little longer than I have. Have you seen any post-game celebration of this kind? Argos?
I don't think so. In '83, when the Argos won the Grey Cup, we came down here, and there were a lot of people, and they were up singing and dancing. But this is incredible. We've covered all the championship series, and I think this is going to be going on for a long, long time.
One thing we haven't said, and of course we have to say it, it's the first time a foreign team, a team outside of the United States, has won the World Series.
That's right.
We're the first team to make it in. It really does put Toronto on the map. You know, as I was telling you earlier tonight, when I went down to the United States this last week to cover the presidential race, and the people I ran into who didn't know Toronto certainly knew the Blue Jays, and they've certainly done us proud here tonight once again.
And then once again, you have to talk about the little things. I mean, everybody's going to remember Jimmy Keith, everybody's going to remember Dave Winfield, but you're going to have to remember things like Manny Lee getting a two-out single, which let David Cohen come back up, and he got to go in and start the next inning. They didn't have to put in a pinch hitter for him. The small things like that. Manny Lee had some big hits throughout the playoffs and the World Series, and of course, Devon White, another outstanding candidate for the MVP, just played super baseball.
One person we haven't mentioned, Robbie Alomar, of course, who has had a grueling World Series championship series for his standards, and then to come up tonight and play a great game.
He played a really good game, and
the winning run, really.
Yeah, and we've talked about all year long, what does Gene Tennis do? Well, tonight, Dave Justice comes up, rips one off Jimmy Key right up the middle, and Alfredo Griffin is standing right behind second base. Second base, they have the huge shift on for him, and it's a great play, and they get out of it. It was wonderful. Good baseball.
Well, and it's a good party out here, folks. If you're at home, this party is not just happening on Yonge Street. As you saw by our pictures, we are live from several different locations. Our Eyes of Toronto cameras on Skydome, where people are pouring, celebrating on their way up to Yonge Street, across Queen Street West, right in front of our station. Fans and cars, and any kind of vehicle, celebrate. We'll have more of the celebration coming your way after this. Stay with us.